All right, everybody. Those of you that are still kind of struggling with the positive phrases, I did write an example on the board and I took a picture of it. So I will upload it immediately after I finish this video onto our page for today. Just in case I asked you to revise them and resubmit, you can view this image and we'll talk through it together. But we are moving into our benchmark. We have a district benchmark essay that needs to be completed by Friday. So I'm going to take some time and go over the prompt with you and the rubric. And today's assignment involves you looking at just some information to help you connect to your prompt, okay? So the prompt is this first link. This is exactly what it would look like if we were in class on paper. It's another one of those read, think, write kind of things. So it asks you to read the quotation. A newspaper columnist once wrote, "Maturity has more to do with what types of experiences you've had and what you've learned from them, and less to do with how many birthdays you've celebrated." Think about this. Is it necessary to have lived a certain number of years to be considered mature? Write an essay stating your opinion on whether maturity is dependent on a person's age. So what this is asking you is to take a position, right? It's a persuasive essay. So you have to say, yes, it does depend on age because of these reasons, or no, it doesn't. And whether or not you fully agree, it's really about the one you can defend, okay? So I might say, no, it doesn't depend on age, and I can give specific experiences, whether they're personal or I've seen in a movie or whatever. Or you can say it does, because here's how I know. You have to be 18 to vote. You have to be 21 to drink. You have to be 16 to drive, or whatever things that are dependent upon age, or even yourself. So this is the exact rubric that we will be using to score. Okay, it's the one most connected to the STAR rubric, which you are all taking this year, and it will be online. So I want us to look at score point 4s and score point 3s, okay? So you have to have an established position, right? That means you have a thesis. You cannot get a 3 or a 4 if you don't have a thesis. You will not pass the exam part of the written part of the exam if you don't have a thesis. So you could still make a 2, but you can't really be guaranteed credit unless somebody thinks it's a 2-3. And for somebody to even consider it to be a 3, there has to be a thesis. So in what you use as your connections, right? This one says it's some thoughtfulness, it's a good understanding. But this one says uses his or her unique experience of the world as a basis for writing. Your unique experience of the world also includes your personal experience, what things you know to be true. So think about your pre-writing chart, right? That first column was what have you experienced? The second column was where have you seen it? And the third one is what do you know? If you can think about this idea of maturity and what have you experienced, what have you seen, what do you know, this will really help develop this part of the rubric, okay? You need to have at least one really detailed connection or at least 2 very well developed connections. The more connections, the better your score. So for today, go back into the prompt. This discussion board entry verifies your attendance. So I just want you to answer, are you mature for your age? Do you think you are or not? And then do you think age matters when it comes to whether or not a person is mature? Okay, this information is going to help you tomorrow, all right? And it also guarantees that you get your attendance credit for today. So if you have any missing assignments, please let's work to get those in. I'm doing my best to reach out to your families so that way we can encourage each other to catch up. I'm available during your entire class period. If the Zoom is not open, send me a text via Remind, send me an email, send me a message through Schoology. I'm always in the gradebook looking at what people are turning in. So make sure you reach out so that way we can catch up. In 1 week, that's when I cut off grades. Okay, so by October 14th, I'm not accepting anything after that. So there's time. Okay, focus on the major grades first and then do what you can. But this week, this benchmark has to be done. It is a district expectation. All Northside sophomores are taking this benchmark, so this is also a priority. All right, we'll get started with that today, and then we'll keep moving through the process tomorrow. Take care.